Aloha mai kako, a Komomida Curtain Call, a program of reviews, previews, interviews, and features of and or with the great art and artists on Maui and beyond. I'm Paul James Brown. In 1982, Colin and Margret Cameron started the Kapalua Music Festival under the direction of Katherine Collier and Yizhak Schotten. When the Camerons passed, the festival reorganized itself, became a not-for-profit organization, and expanded its scope as the Maui Classical Music Festival. The festival is celebrating its 40th year of bringing some of the world's top classical musicians to the most remote place on the planet, Maui Nei. This year, for the first time, one of Maui's most prominent and accomplished musicians, Moroki, has returned to his home to participate in the festival. He said he was weaned into chamber music at the Kapalua Festival, where he got to turn pages for the Tokyo String Quartet. A student of Joan Hayden and graduate of Baldwin High School, Mr. Muroki has gone on to a distinguished career in classical music. He studied at the famed Julliard School. He is a past member of the Chamber Music Society of Lincoln Center and has worked with such varied groups and individuals as the Guarneri String Quartet, The Who, Sting, Itzhak Perlman, and played in the Academy Award winner The Departed, among many others. Currently, he is a tenured professor at the Jacobs School of Music at the University of Indiana. At the concert, he gave Joan Hayden credit for making him who he is. Ms. Hayden was gracious enough to talk to me about Mr. Moroki at the intermission. So you were Kurt's teacher.
I was Kurt's teacher when he was a little boy, and I had the privilege of tutoring him for a few years, and he's certainly my most accomplished student, and it's phenomenal to see what he has done with his enormous talent. One of a kind.
Did you feel at the time that you were teaching him that he was special?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. It's no question about it.
What did you think was special about him?
His eagerness and his ability to catch on to everything and then some, adding to it and just flying along and loving every minute of it with a face that was glowing.
Would you say he was your best student ever?
Yeah, I would say that.
In addition to Mr. Moroki, the cellist is Amir Eldan, who holds a doctorate and master's degree from the Julliard School. At 22, he was the youngest member of the Metropolitan Opera Orchestra. He is now cello professor at the University of Michigan. The three violinists are Sarah Oates, a regular guest concertmaster with the London Symphony, BBC Philharmonic, and the Royal Opera House of Brussels, to name a few. Benny Kim, who is the first violinist of the Miami String Quartet, and finally there is Fabiola Kim, who has won such prestigious competitions as Seoul Philharmonic Concerto, Aspen Music Festival, and the Julliard School Concerto Competition. The pianists are Anna Polonsky, a Curtis Institute graduate who continued her studies at the Julliard School. She has collaborated with such luminaries as the Guarneri String Quartet, Julliard, and Shanghai String Quartets. She is on the piano faculty of Vassar College. Euron Kohlberg is an Israeli musician who has played in 40 countries from Carnegie Hall to the Forbidden City in Beijing. He is a member of Dua Amal, an Israeli-Palestinian collaboration which presents a worldwide peace message. Yuna Kim is the first clarinetist in 30 years to win the Concert Artists Guild International Competition. She has appeared in many chamber music festivals including Marlborough, mainly Mozart, Vail, Sarasota, and Banff. She is currently pursuing a PhD as the C.V. Star Fellow at the Julliard School. The theme of the program on opening night Friday, the 13th, at Makawao Union Church was Verve and Virtuosity, and it certainly lived up to it. Opening the festival was a work by Ukrainian-born Reinhold Glier, 3 duets for violin and cello, opus 39, with Sarah Oates violin and Amir Eldan cello. The fact Mr. Glier was Ukrainian brought an enthusiastic, spontaneous round of applause from the audience. The 3 duets are Gavotte, Canzonetta, and Scherzo. The Gavotte is an up-tempo work that featured a lovely conversation between Ms. Oates and Mr. Eldan. The Canzonetta had a beautiful singable melody, and the Scherzo was the most musically challenging of the 3. It featured a back and forth between the violin and cello that was almost like a game of catch. First, Ms. Oates would toss the tune to Mr. Eldan, and he would go with it and then toss it back to her. It was a perfect opening to the rest of the concert. Ms. Oates and Mr. Eldon were joined by pianist Anna Polanski for Franz Joseph Haydn's Piano Trio No. 39 in G. It is called Gypsy, a name I presume will be replaced in the not-too-distant future as the Roma people are fighting back against the racist names they are called by too many. The Andante opening movement had me visualizing a group of aristocrats dancing in a circle in a ballroom with crystal chandeliers. Ms. Oates had a great solo where her virtuosity was on display. The second movement, Poco Adagio Cantabile, was a lovely lullaby. And the final movement, the Presto, was exciting and the most familiar. The tempo was almost like a bluegrass fiddle, and here again, Ms. Oates was most impressive. I'm saving the best for last, so after an enthusiastic intermission, the audience was super hyped for the first half. The closing number was one most everyone is familiar with, the String Quartet in E, Opus 96, subtitled The American by Antonin Dvorak. For this quartet, Ms. Oates was second violin, and Benny Kim took the lead chair. Yizhak Schotten was the violist, and Mr. Eldon the cellist. My favorite moment in this piece came in the lento second movement. It starts out as among the quietest parts of the entire work and culminates in a heartbreaking ending phrase. But the high point in this opening of the festival came when Maui's own Kurt Moroki took on the Paganini of the double bass, Giovanni Bottesini's Grand Duo Concertante for violin, double bass, and piano at the close of the first part of the program. Here he was joined by the so aptly named Fabiola Kim and Ms. Polanski at the piano. Listen to this. Who knew the double bass could sound like that? And did you notice Mr. Moroki was playing from memory? Ms. Kim certainly displayed her multi-award-winning technique and tone. The festival continues with a concert at Mananalua Congregational Church on Wednesday at 6 in Hana, and 2 others at Keavalai Church in McKenna at 7 on Friday and 3 on Sunday. Don't miss these wonderful Maui musical moments. Well, that's Curtain Call for this week. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Paul James Brown. Ahui ho!